Today we're gonna talk a little bit about some Latin improvisation and some rhythms that you can use when you are improvising. Intro. Hey there, welcome to Raul Blanco Music Education, and one more time I'm here, Raul Blanco, Cuban pianist. And yes, today I want to talk about a little bit, really quick, about some Latin rhythms, Latin jazz. It's not Latin rhythms, but like some rhythms that we use, Latin players, Cuban players, we use when we play Latin jazz. The first thing I want to talk about is the obvious, or maybe it's not obvious. Yeah, it's actually not obvious. Traditionally, swing players, they swing the solo, right? Like, let's say if we take Autumn Leaves. Right? Right? In Latin music, we normally, when we're playing a Latin jazz, let's say we're doing right? Like a cascara. Most of the times the beat is not gonna be swung, so you're gonna play straight eighth notes. Right? So when you're soloing, you kind of have to keep that straight feel, but so it depends on your style too. Like this is not a square rule that you have to play straight. Especially for American people, they like saxophone players, they had that swing inherited like in their hands, in their. I mean, even playing Latin, like a little bit of swing is good. Okay, that's not a bad thing. Now, one thing though I'm gonna mention, like you may wanna learn how to play straight, because the danger of playing swing all the time is that you will never learn how to play straight. If you never do it, right? So, but one other thing, the main issue I see in most of jazz players when they go play improvising Latin jazz is when they're trying to play upbeats. And I think the fact that in swing the upbeat is swung, when you play, especially in faster Latin jazz rhythms, they start to drag the beat, like 1, 2, right? If you swing a lot at that speed, the upbeat sounds really like very dragged, like delayed. So when you try to play in front of the beat, then the upbeat sounds on front, and then it sounds, it pushes the movement forward. So 1, 2, so it's when you play the upbeats back to back, it has to sound exactly like if you're playing beat, like pop 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 pop, right? Pop 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 pop. So a good exercise I recommend is doing slow with claps first, and thinking and singing. Do quarter notes like this, da 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 da, and then switch to the upbeat like this, da 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 da, right? And then going back to the beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 da. And then practice that, keeping the beat here, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta 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 ta. And you can do it the other way, like ta 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 ta. Right? So, and in a faster tempo, so you start speeding it out, and then in a faster tempo, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta 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 ta. But practice it. Give it a beat. Ta 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 ta. Right? And you can even record yourself. Actually, try to do this. Record yourself, and then try to do beats and upbeats with the mouth like this. Tap 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 tap. And then see in the recording, see if those hits are at the same distance. That's gonna tell you how much are you playing swung or not, or straight. So in this exercise, the purpose is to play as straight as possible, right? So you want the same distance. Okay, so applying that to solos will sound like this. 1, 2, 3. Try to practice on easy phrases, the upbeats. Use the metronome to try to keep the groove pushing, but remember, just try to move forward with it. Like, don't drag too much. In swing, it's very nice to drag, and you will a lot of times listen to the soloists like getting behind the beat a lot, and that sounds really cool. But in Latin jazz, there's another way that you can do the same effect without getting out of the metric and out of the beat. What I mean is, in Latin music we have the triplet, the quarter note triplets, and that's one of the things we use to drag the phrase, not the beat, not the groove, but the phrase. Like if I start I'm gonna start 8 notes, and then I'm gonna go from 8 notes to the upbeats. Right, and then from that upbeat, I'm gonna go to the quarter note triplet, like right? Or you can go from the 8th note to the triplets, right? And then from that triplet to the upbeats. So that's how the phrase sounds, like you're starting fast and then go slow it down. Arturo Sandoval does this, Paquito de Rivera does this. Pretty much every Cuban or Latin music, Latin jazz player, we all do that. It's because it comes from a lot from the rumba language. In rumba and other Latin groups, that's very common to do. In the quinteo, in the soloing, a lot of these phrases that we do in Latin improvisation come from the soloing in rumba and other Afro Latin styles. So let's hear Autumn Leaves on a Latin jazz groove. for watching. I see you in the next one.